Timex Marathon GPS. You know, this is kind of up my alley, my cup of tea. I kind of consider these $100, $99 GPS units that you're starting to see from some of the companies. This is kind of GPS for the punk rocker. You look through the stuff and essentially get bare bones pace or speed, distance, time, 30 splits, calories burned, all the things that really, essentially, we all really want, but none of the technical stuff where you download maps or you don't even really at this point in time get heart rate with this. I never had it take more than 2 minutes to sync, and that was in cloudy weather. Tracks pretty good even through the woods with the trees, you know, being full and everything like that. Essentially, it's the Chuck Taylors of punk rock. Very simple, very basic, but it's also kind of old school. It's been around. Timex is tried and true. It's bomb-proof, and really just comes right now in this teal blue, and then comes in an all black. It does speed, so miles per hour. It does pace, minutes per mile, and you have lap functions, all that. It took me a little bit to get used to some of the functions on what they're doing because you can't set up the screens, but the screens have 3 or 4 different views in the run mode or in the chronograph mode, and as you're using those you start to realize like they're all in there. You get the time of day view if you need it with the chronograph and the pace or something like that. So it's this is USB rechargeable and it's super simple, plugs into your computer, you know, clip it on here and charge it. It's not going to do anything with your interface of your computer because there's not anything to download. 8 hours on the GPS mode if it's fully charged, and essentially if you're not using GPS, I mean this thing will be 2 weeks or more before you have to recharge it. Luke asked me why the hell someone wants to watch this bomb-proof, but bomb-proof to me means that, you know, you can use it, you can bang it up, it's not going to fall apart, I don't think, in a year and simply be something you can't use again. Most of the Timexes I've had in the past, I've had for 3 or 4 years and eventually just get a new one because it's getting so dingy looking. And if that's going to be true of this watch, then it's going to be a really good value at $99. This one thing that was new to me is you do this, you can sync this up, hit GPS, or you go indoor and so you're turning essentially the GPS off. But each time you start this, with the GPS mode, it'll tell you your battery life and how many hours of memory you have. What's nice about that is that if you're going out for a 3-hour long run, you only have 23% battery life left. You're probably not going to want to run it in GPS mode because it's not going to save all the data, or it's going to basically fail out on you before the run's over and you're going to have to recharge it anyway. So that was nice, but it took me a minute to get used to because it goes through that screen a little bit and you have to wait for it. The other thing I noticed compared to others is that this one, you can actually hit that view button. It'll cycle through those screens a little bit quicker. On some of the other companies that I tested in the $100 range, you had to essentially wait on it to go through. There wasn't a OK button that would flip through those screens faster. So that was definitely a plus on this side for the Timex. Everything's super dummied down. That's totally up my alley, and it's been really good. So if you're looking for something that's $99 and you want GPS, to me, it's the Timex Marathon GPS. And when I look underneath the screen mode on here, you can see the faint shadow of a heart shape in here. So I'm assuming that something's going on here where eventually these are going to be maybe available with heart rate, maybe around $150. Don't quote me though, because maybe it's a mix-up. Maybe they're using the same screen for other watches, and that's a way to do production a little bit less expensive. But I would look to see Timex coming out, you know, next year sometime with this model and heart rate, which would be super slick. So.